So you want to get started on Amazon, but you haven't got any money, or you haven't got enough money to get started and maybe buy a product, build a product. How do you do that? How do you do that when you've got no money? I'm going to show you in this video. Okay guys, so I'm going to just show you some tips and tricks and things you can do to raise the capital that you need to be able to become an Amazon seller, start selling on Amazon, start having products made in China or wherever your supplier may be, and you can get going. You can start making an income while even you're working, or if you want to even do this full time. So what I suggest, okay, is you look around your home first and foremost and really ask yourself, do you need these things that are around your house? They may be making you comfortable, they may be something that's, you know, increasing your quality of life, but are they really essential? What I mean by that is, if you had an Amazon income which was bringing you in an additional £1,000 a month after tax, or £2,000 after tax, how much of a difference would that make? Amazon is such a great place to be selling on right now that this is very possible, even for people who are starting out and they are in full-time work. This is probably the best method of selling online. Yeah, true, you can have a website, yeah, you can sell on eBay, but in my personal experience, and I've been selling on Amazon for 7 years, this is the best way to build a passive income while you're working, and you don't really have to, like you would do as being a shop, you know, manning the tills. You don't have to be there to sell to your customers. You can just send your inventory into Amazon and then it sells from there. So what sort of things am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about things like PS4 games, Xbox, Blu-rays. You can get rid of these. These have got money in them. And you know, you probably paid a lot of money for them when you first purchased them, whether it's yourself, whether it's for your family. Also, books. I read a lot of self-help books, you know, things about business. And once you've read them, you know, you may have paid sort of £20–30 for a book. Let somebody else have a look at them. You know, sell them on Amazon, sell them on eBay, and you can get some cash for that. So once you've sold things like this, so you've generated a decent income, and let's say you've got now £1,000, what you want to then be doing is, and I'm using a blue pen here because my daughter has taken my black pen, but let's just list some places. So I'm in the UK, okay, in case you didn't know that. So we've got like a place that sells a lot of goods, which is Argos. We've got Homebase. We've got Asda, I'll just name them through there, and we'll say B&Q as well, that's like a DIY store. Okay, so out of these places here, they'll be selling their own goods, but they also do clearance. And what I'm leading on to here is arbitrage. So we've got all our stuff at home, you know, our tennis rackets, our games consoles, our old cameras, our old phones. Now they are, you probably know that phones are expensive. You may have been in a contract, but then you get your nice new iPhone 8, iPhone 10, and the iPhone 6, iPhone 4 goes in the drawer. Get it out of the drawer, get it sold. I know it can be a hassle and you've got to clear it out, but that's money sitting there. You can put that product on eBay and have it sold and get yourself a good from anywhere from 50 to 100. Yeah, I know you can go and trade it in, but guess what happens when you trade it in? You lose money. For the convenience and the inconvenience from yourself to try and sell it, get the top money for everything that you own. Sell it yourself. Don't give it to a friend to sell. You sell all of your things on eBay. So when you've done that, you've got a good few £100. Let's say our target is £500, right? And we're going to do some car boots and eBay and all that kind of stuff. So we've got our money. Then, this is called arbitrage. This is difficult and it's not easy. It's difficult because if it was easy, everybody would do it. And you're trying to sell products which are already in existence, and it's not that easy. So the first thing you need to do is you need to download the Amazon seller app. Download this on your phone, or you can go and, it's going to be a little bit more difficult if you haven't got a smartphone, because you're going to have somebody go and check this for you on the phone, and you're going to have to maybe go to a browser. But if you get the Amazon seller app, then what you can do, you can go to these places here and go to their clearance aisles and scan it, and you might find that a product which sells for, say, £15 on Amazon, you can probably get it here on the clearance aisle for £5. Now, does that mean if you've got it, you can see it for £5, you can sell it for 15, there do you buy it straight away? Not necessarily. What you need to do, you need to check on Amazon via your seller app, you barcode, you scan that item. Every item has a barcode, you scan it, it'll tell you how many sellers. It'll also tell you something about the price it's being sold at, maybe the lowest price. You can probably see a lot of sellers on there where the price is a lot higher, but we want to be competing with the lowest price, because as a buyer, do we want to spend the most money, or do we want to spend the least amount of money? It's the least amount of money. So we're going to be seeing the bottom price. Now there's another thing that we need to check on here, which is BSR, or best seller rank. You can just see that there, but I've written just bestseller rank. So, just adjust my camera slightly so you can just see that a little bit more. There we go. So, the bestseller rank, this is a rating given to every Amazon product on how well it's selling. So, a really good selling product on Amazon will be like 1,000. So we know that we'll be able to, sell amounts, anywhere from sort of like 10, 15, 20, depending on the particular category, depending on the particular marketplace. But, 1,000, a bestseller rank of 1,000 would be good. A terrible bestseller rank would be like 50,000. The higher the number, the worst selling it's going to be. The lower the number, the best selling it's going to be. So for our item that we're going around here, we want 10,000 as a worst case scenario. Anything lower than 10,000 is going to be good for us, because it means we can sell it. So let's say 10,000, that's our target, and especially like categories like toys and things like that, then you'd be okay, but it depends how much inventory you're spending as well. But let's say we're going for 10. I think 10 to sort of 25 is a good amount, and especially when you're doing this for the first time, you don't want to put all your eggs here, or £500 into one basket. We want to try a few things, so we want to be going around some places. Now this is called arbitrage, and you've heard of the term, or may have heard of the term, online arbitrage. All online arbitrage is doing this exercise, but not physically going into a store like Argos and B&Q and Asda and Homebase, but just going online. But you know what? As I've come to realise, all of the offers don't necessarily get put online. They'll just be in the store, they'll just be on the clearance aisles, and you're not going to see that item as somebody online. Not only that, but there's a website called Hot Deals UK, and that's a great website. Okay, that's a great website for spotting discounts that appear on here. But you know what? When they appear on there, everybody else is seeing them as well. So I'm not saying avoid that. You can be quite shrewd in this. You can buy something that appears here at a discount, buy quite a bit of inventory, but you have to sit on it. Let's say you want to buy something which is, it's a summer item, you're buying it in the winter and things like that, but that's more of a long-term strategy. I've not found really anything on here that I've been able to immediately buy from any of these places and then sell for a profit. Because when my items have been off to the Amazon warehouse, what's happened is the price has just gone down and down and down and down and down, because there's more sellers. And what I thought was a good £20 product that I bought for £6, all of a sudden selling for like £10, and there's no money in it. So you can wait it out. You can, but then if it's the type of item that you think, well, the fad, or maybe especially toys and things like, Star Wars has come and gone, Toy Story is back in at the moment because of Toy Story 4, but all I'm saying is just keep an eye on these kind of things. And I personally, and you probably see people doing like arbitrage videos on YouTube, you'll see them actually going into stores with their Amazon seller app on their phone, and they're going around and they're scanning items. That's what I suggest you do. So once you've done that, you've gone in and you've found a few items and we've got them under 10,000 of the bestseller rank, and we've invested, let's say, half of our money to begin with because we're a little bit nervous. So we've got a few items here. So let's say we've spent 150 maybe on some items. We could say that. So we've got around 30 items, and we've spent like £5 each for them. So we've got £150 worth of stock. So we've not taken into there, but we're hoping now, and after Amazon fees and everything like that, we're hoping to bring our money back, but then make a small profit. So let's say, our profit wasn't that great, but let's say we made £100 on all of our items bought. We've now got £250. We've plus our other amount up there, which was the £350. And then before you know it, we've got £600. So before, we didn't have that. We just had 500, but just by doing a small exercise here. Now, I know this is time. I know if you're working full time, you've maybe got family, you've got other outside commitments, you've probably got hobbies and interests, but you have to make a commitment to yourself that you're going to make this work. Now, if you're saying to yourself, I haven't got the time, then use the money that you have to try and get some of these things done by someone else. You can go on websites and ask people to try and find you these deals. You can purchase software that will find you deals and find them, the Amazon listings, and match them up, and just telling you that all you have to do is go and buy that product. But you have to pay for software like that. Now, if you haven't got money, then you just got to put your time into it, and you've just got to go out and do these kind of things yourself. But you know what? Once you find out that these are kind of good methods to use, and to make 100, and I know it's hassle, and you're going out to shops and stuff, but you just generate yourself £100. Even if you spent a whole day doing that, that's still quite good. And it means you can put it into your pot. And like I said here, your pot was now 600. Do this a few times, and you've got a nice little pot of 1,000. Can you at this point go and buy something from China and sell it? Well, what do we want to do with our product from China? Ultimately, if we're going to be a good Amazon seller, we don't want to just be someone just buying something because we've seen someone else selling that type of product and we're just going to get our own and just put it out there. No, we want to create a differentiated product. We want to create something new. We want to create something which is different to others. So it means that this kind of money here may be quite small money. Not because your product's going to be expensive, but because suppliers will want you to have a minimum order quantity, usually of 1,000 units. And let's say typically we want to be purchasing a product, landed cost, what I mean with delivery and VAT and duty paid, is going to be anywhere from sort of £3.50 to £5. Let's say we're looking at a cheap item that we're going to sell for £20. So ultimately there you're going to need something along the lines of £3,500 to £5,000 to start off with. My first ever product cost £5,500. I had £7,000 that I had as a budget for starting my Amazon business, but it was £5,500. I was able to get that money back within 5 months, and then I had my profit, and then I was able to build up my stock, and that's all you want to be doing initially. Once you've got your first private label product, you don't want to be just looking for a different product and a different product. Because even when you're selling it and you run out of stock, or you're almost about to run out of stock, you've got no idea how many units you could potentially sell a day of that product. You may think you're selling like 5 units a day or 10 units a day, but I know the more you keep that item in stock, the more you can actually see the potential growth for it. Plus, I can do this in another video, but I can talk about keywords. Whereas, let's say we're selling an item which is, I'm going to think off the top of my head, but let's say we've got solar garden lights, okay? Let's say we picked this up from Homebase, maybe when we were doing an arbitrage, but now we want to do our own, yeah? Maybe the ones from Homebase had poor battery, they didn't retain very much, or they didn't light up very well, or maybe you wanted like a different colour, something like that. So maybe the lights, maybe the LED. But what we would do, we'd go on a piece of software called Merchant Words, and we'd have a look to see how many customers or how many potential customers, how many people are searching for this particular keyword phrase on Amazon. So we can use tools like merchant words that are going to tell us this. We can also then have a look using Amaze Owl, which is another good tool, and I did just say that, owl as in the bird. So Amaze Owl, this is another good tool. It kind of works like a browser, but you put in, or you search Amazon websites and it will highlight items which have got a low BSR. And why do we want items with a low BSR? Because it means they're selling, okay? So anything for some categories, we want them to be 5,000 or lower, 2,000 or lower, because it means they're selling. It means they're selling quite well. It means they're doing like 15, 20 items a day. So when we're getting our private label product from China, and we've got it here and we've differentiated it, different colour, made it better, our nice logo and everything like that, then we know it's going to make that many sales a day. So this is ultimately how we're going to build and what we're going to do as Amazon sellers. And I've just dropped my pen top. But that really concludes the video. Just let me know what else you'd want to hear about selling on Amazon. If you're just starting out, or you're just starting out as in just being a little bit interested about how selling on Amazon can help you, and you know, just open your life a little bit more, because I always say this to people, it's not about making a huge amount of money on Amazon necessarily. Obviously you can get there and you build as you go along, but how much of a difference would 1,000 extra pounds mean to you and your family, in addition to your position that you've got, maybe a job at the moment, or an additional 2,000? What extra effort is there between £1,000 extra profit a month to £10,000 extra a month? From your side, if you're going to work and getting up in the morning and getting your kids ready and taking them to school and stuff, at that point there's nothing extra. Because you know what, your inventory is already in this place here in Amazon. It's in a warehouse. You'll be taking your stock, you'll be having someone either pick it up from your house, or maybe you're having your supplier send it directly to Amazon, and that item or those items are being sold. You're not touching them. You've had them created, you've designed them, you're going to be maybe editing your listing, and you're going to be putting your pictures on there and all these kind of things. You want to know more about this kind of stuff, then just reach out to me. I'll explain how I've done it, I'll explain and I'll help you. You know, just reach out. It's something which is going to more and more people are going to be looking at it. Some people are saying that Amazon's dead, it's too late, I can't get in. I'm still producing new products today which are selling. And you know why? Because I'm looking at the demand. I'm looking at what customers want first. I'm not necessarily looking for products that are already existing. Or if I am, I'm looking to try and see what particular products and variations customers are looking at for that particular type of product. And that's what we're wanting to do. Because if people are looking for it and it's not there on Amazon, but then all of a sudden you put that product there on Amazon and it starts appearing in front of people, and you know, I can explain how I do that as well. Again, just comment in the video and I'll explain how I do it. If you're already starting out on Amazon, and you'll be familiar with a lot of these terms, like the BSR and listing and title and pictures and how you create an Amazon listing and the back-end keywords and all these things. But if you're just starting out and you just want to know, again, just reach out and I'll help you as best I can. But for now, that's it. It was a little bit of a freestyle video. I didn't really have a plan to start off with it. I sort of jumped from here to there. But I hope I give you an idea of how you can start with no money, selling a few items, going out to places. You know, in America it's going to be Walmart, and you've got Costco. They're in comparisons, but physically go to the stores, look at the clearance aisles, scan them in, have a look to see how much they're being sold for. Get a few items, see if they sell. Also a really good tip, okay, and I've had some success with this, especially even around the Christmas time, which we're coming to now. But have a look for deals which are on in other countries, i.e., if you're in the UK, look for things that are being sold on clearance in the US, especially for items which are running out of stock or not that available and people are still looking for in the UK, and then vice versa. What products are people looking for in the US? And you can probably get them cheaper in the UK because maybe that's where the original origins come from. So have a look about these things. Don't just think, oh, I've got to sell something that comes from the US or something that comes from the UK because I'm already in that country. Start looking a little bit like that and exploring those kind of ideas. The internet's great, but also nothing beats actually going physically to these places and taking your Amazon seller app and just scanning them in. I hope it's been useful, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. I'll see you later, guys. Take care.